Here's some football charts that I find cool. For example, this one is one of my favourite, and it's a chart of the top goal scorers in elite club football since 1980. How high they are is how many goals they've scored, and to the right is how many minutes they've played. So as you can see, Messi and Ronaldo are like right beside each other, but Ronaldo has just played a little bit longer. Where it gets really interesting is when you kind of come down to the bottom of the graph and you see Erling Haaland. So if you look at when everybody got 118 goals, it took Lionel Messi about 15,000 minutes, and it took Ronaldo about 22 or 23,000 minutes. It took Erling Haaland like 8,000. Do you know how fucking nuts that is? We also have like some other notable names, like if you had to guess who that is between Messi and Ronaldo, I think it's Lewandowski, and it is, yeah, with 0.87 goals per 90 minutes. That's just under a goal every game. And it also shows how much better he is than his peers. So that's Benzema, that's Lewandowski, and where is Suarez? And Luis Suarez is a good bit lower. When you put it by date, you can see how incredible it was to have Messi and Ronaldo in the same time period. Like, look at how much of an outlier both of them are compared to everybody else. Like, it's absolutely nuts. And the fact that they existed in such a small time period is just crazy. Like, I wonder where R9 is. So this is like really sad actually when you look at it like this, because that flat line in the middle there, I'm pretty sure is the double cruciate tear. So there's literally just no goal activity in that period at all, which is pretty heartbreaking. The last 30 years of Champions League in a chart. Oh, this is really cool. Yeah, look at that block of Spain right there. Madrid, Barca, Madrid, Madrid, Madrid. Jesus Christ, Madrid, Madrid. Valencia were runners up twice. I didn't know that. Wow. The German clubs have been runners up a lot, like Dortmund, Munich, Leverkusen, Munich. That's crazy that 4 years in a row, all the runners up were different English teams. Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, United. Look at this for a semi-final in 1996. Nantes versus Panathinaikos. What the hell was going on in 1996? I think that's by far the weirdest matchup here, right? Like, the odds of that happening, I think it's impossible to have a semi-final of that level now in world football. Like, it just wouldn't happen anymore. So this is another one of these charts comparing Lamine Yamal at 17 at Barcelona and Messi at Inter Miami at 37. I mean, the comparisons, they draw themselves. Like, it's just Messi. You can see that Messi, even at 37, is just way more clinical. Now, this one is really cool. I don't want to put too many of these comparison ones in, but this is one comparing Kylian Mbappe and Haaland this season. And you can see, even though they're both the best of their generation and they're often compared and they play the same position, they're kind of the inverse of each other. Now, this is a chart of Premier League wingers. On the left, you have expected assists, so that's how many assists they generate on the left. And on the bottom, we have chance of a goal. Estevao is taking up the top right spot. So that means, like, he is the outlier amongst outliers in Premier League wingers, which is absolutely crazy considering he's only 19. This also could be down to the fact that he doesn't get as much game time as other people on the list, so the data could be a little bit skewed. And something I'm really surprised to see is Mitoma is so low. Like, Mitoma on expected assists and goals is one of the worst in the league, right beside John McGinn and Anthony Elanga. Now this, oh my god, I can't describe how much I love data when it's visualized like this. So this is open play build up for every single Premier League team in the 24-25 season. So the blue arrows are the most common pass played, the orange arrows are the second most common, purple third, I think that's yellow is fourth, and green is fifth. As you can see, like, literally every single pass Bournemouth has goes down that left channel, which is pretty crazy. Same with Arsenal, but they're an inverse. As you can see, every single pass is out to Saka. Chelsea are a bit of a mess. They like to just keep it in the middle and then give it out to their right winger, who I don't even really know. Like, that kind of shows the problem with Chelsea there, because what even is that? Like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. Like, they have the most expensive midfield in Premier League history, I believe, and the fact that their midfielders aren't just putting the ball in behind the whole time is pretty concerning. Like Like, they're all safe passes. Everton love the channel ball. Fulham absolutely love getting it out to the wing and pinging a ball across the box. Wow. What the hell? I just feel bad for Ipswich because that one just shows how easily they're dominated and keeping in and kept in their own half. Like they can't actually get the ball out to build up. Like, that's crazy. There's not a single pass into their own half there. Like, Liverpool, obviously you can see they get the ball, they give it to Trent gives it to Salah, and Salah puts it into the box or has a shot. That just shows how valuable Trent was for them. Like, I think that's a big problem why they're not doing as good now, because you just don't have that outlet anymore. Manchester City obviously like to press high and loads of little touches in and around the box. Man United, again, one of them teams that kind of lack an identity. Like, what even is that? That is absolute poop. Nottingham Forest with a very obvious game plan, and that's get the keeper to kick it out to whoever is on that left side and then just knock it down. Jesus Christ, what is going on with Southampton, man? Every single arrow except their third most common is backwards. Jesus Christ, that is awful. West Ham with tons and tons of crosses, and for some reason lots of back passes to the right back. Who plays right back for them? Wan-Bissaka? But yeah, this is very, very cool. So this is like a map over time of where goal kicks are going. So as you can see, in 2017, early 2017, goalkeepers were going long. But as it progresses over time, you can see that it's all just being passed out from the back, like, which is, I don't know, it just is what it is. Obviously football is evolving, and that's just how the game has evolved, and that's just how it is. But I absolutely am a fiend for when data shows things like this. You get 7 years of information in 6 seconds in the most easily digestible way ever. It's just, I don't know, I'm a bit of a nerd about that, like. So this chart is to do with the whole 007 thing. So every single name on this list is a player who went their first 7 games in the Premier League without scoring or assisting, and it shows how they kicked on after that. In 4th place we have Jota. Obviously, rest in peace, Jota. Number 3, we have Chris Sutton. He is before my time. I don't know anything about him. Number 2 is Raheem Sterling. And in number 1 is Thierry Henry. That's crazy. He was a 007 player, like. Now, this one is really cool. This is a map of all the goals that Messi scored in the 2012 season. Obviously the 91 goals that he holds the record for. 12 of them outside the box, which is crazy. But these 3 here, what was he on in 2012, man? Honestly, like. So this is a chart of children named Diego Armando and Lionel since 1976 in Argentina. So Diego Armando is obviously the light blue line, and as you can see, even before he won a World Cup, to be honest, very early on in his career, he definitely had an impact on the amount of people being born named Diego Armando. Imagine just being that good at football in, like, for Boca Juniors, that you've this much of an effect on the names. And then obviously when he won the World Cup in 1986, and then after that it kind of dwindled, because he definitely ruined his own reputation after that. And it's not until 2006 that we see the rise of Messi's name. And that's crazy that even in 2006 that parents were deciding to name their kids Lionel after Lionel Messi. Like, obviously he's had an effect on it there. And then obviously in 2023 when he won the World Cup, it just went crazy. This is a chart of big chances and shots in the Premier League. On the bottom we have big chances per 90, and on the left we have shots per 90. I mean, obviously Erling Haaland's going to be the outlier here. And again, man, Mitoma is down the bottom. What does Mitoma do? I know Mitoma is a good footballer. Like, I watch him with my eyes. He's clearly very, very good. And he's like a price tag of like £80 million on him. So he is a good footballer. But in all the charts, he just seems to do nothing. This is Ronaldo's heat maps during his 3 seasons at Juventus. So this is 18-19. And you can see here, he was still predominantly a left winger. It's actually mental how much he was on the right as well. Like, it's clearly majority left, but he was drifting over to the right, and still he hung around that penalty spot a lot. And then the next season it's kind of more dispersed. He's getting closer to the box and less on that left wing, but still predominantly out on the left. And then, to be honest, in the last season he's not completely a striker yet. I don't know, did he just become less? Like, I don't understand why there's less stuff on the screen. Do you know what I mean? Because I was under the impression that he was that he had transitioned to be a poacher in like his 2nd season at Juventus. The fact his heat map still looks like this in his final season there is really, really impressive, because the numbers he was putting up is crazy. In 133 games he still had 101 goals and 20 assists at the ages of 33 to 36. You pair that with that heat map and that is fucking alien. That doesn't even make sense. Like, this one is goal scoring rates with and without penalties, all senior competitions, top 191 goal scorers in elite football since the 1970s. So on the bottom we have goals per 90 minutes, and on the left we have non-penalty goals per 90 minutes. As you can see, Messi is in his own world. Ronaldo is an outlier, but you can see that a bigger chunk of his goals do come from penalties. And then someone who is scarily close to both of them is Kylian Mbappe. I'm pretty sure what this chart is showing is that Kylian Mbappe is like the third most efficient goal scorer of all time, which is crazy because, like, I don't think we really look at him like that right now. But like, when you look at the stats and you think of what he's done, like winning the World Cup at 18, and then in 2022 scoring a hat-trick in the World Cup, and like the performances he's putting in week to week with Real Madrid now, like, this guy is a top 10 footballer of all time, and maybe even higher. This is Messi's 9 free kick goals in the 2015 season. Now, I'm not sure why there's been such a bias towards Messi in these charts, but I think that's just a symptom of him being the footballer he was and is. When you actually plot what he does down on a graph, it just always looks insane, and this is the exact same. Look at that grouping in that top corner. It doesn't matter where he's taking them from. They're going in that top corner. Like, that is ridiculously impressive. Especially these two on the left, like trying to whip it across goal is pretty impressive. I think this one that my cursor is on matches this one up here, and it's the free kick versus USA in the CONCACAF qualifiers, I think. Who has been the biggest attacking threat since the 1990s? All players with at least 7,000 minutes played in Europe's top 5 leagues from the 90s to the end of the 23-24 season. The larger the name, the more minutes played. So on the bottom we have assists per 90, and on the left we have non-penalty goals per 90. You have Messi in the Messi zone, but man, who's that beside him? Kylian Mbappe. Look who Kylian Mbappe is beating out, man. Like, he's more clinical than Neymar, he's more clinical than Suarez, and more creative. And he's only marginally behind Haaland when it comes to goal scoring, but he's way ahead of him creatively. Dude, I'm telling you, Mbappe does not get the credit he deserves. That guy is an absolute all-timer. Like, he's France's best player of all time. That's a non-negotiable. It's mad how, like, in the pack Ronaldinho is. Neymar is quite out on his own. He's like one of the more creative players, but he's like the only one who's really getting goals as well. And then Suarez is just trying to lean into that double threat zone as well. So this was really fun. If you enjoyed this, consider liking and subscribing. Let me know if you want to see me do this again, and if you like this video, you'll really like this one, I promise you. It's more football stuff, yeah.